we're a community that doesn't have a lot of resources, but we can accomplish a lot just by working together.
Beautify Pullman was never just about beautification. It was about connection, restoration, and the quiet power of showing up. Founded in 2020 to bring people together around meaningful change, the organization continues to transform both spaces and lives. Patty Conway brings us inside that movement, where every project tells a story of belonging.
Thank you so much, Patty Conway, for joining me here on AwareNow to share this space and to share your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get started this way. When you think about Pullman, not just as a place, but as a feeling, what does it mean to you personally? And how has your connection with the community shaped the way you show up in the work that you do with Beautify Pullman?
That is an excellent question. Let me think about it for a minute. Pullman is a small rural community where everybody knows everybody. My husband and I chose to retire there because it's absolutely beautiful. There are lakes and forests and beautiful farmland, and it's a welcoming community. However, it is a victim of things that happened in the past. Decades ago, a factory moved away, and it's been the victim of sort of disinvestment for quite a while. So although there's a lot of natural beauty, there's not a lot of resources, there's not a lot of infrastructure, but it's a great place to live and to relax. I'm retired, but there are many, many young families in Pullman as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that
how long have you been in Pullman now?
I have been in Pullman full-time for 10 years. However, I've been visiting the area for 40 years because I have family in the area.
Okay, nice. And you said it's a small what kind of population are we looking at?
So Pullman is a community. It's not a village. It's not a town, but it makes up most of Lee Township. And Lee Township is about 3,800 people. Most of the people in Lee Township have a Pullman address. So Pullman is probably about 3,500 people.
Let's talk more about Beautify Pullman, that it isn't just about making things look better. It's about restoring spaces that belong to everyone. Was there a moment when you realized that this work was about something deeper than beautification, something more human maybe?
Absolutely, and that's also an excellent question. I moved to Pullman full-time around just before COVID started happening. And once we were all there and, not able to do much, I met some women, and we would get together outside in people's yards. And two of the women I met have lived there. One is a fifth-generation Pullmanite. The other has been there for a few decades. And they told me some of the history of the community and that they were working to, reinvigorate. That's not a good. They were working to better the community by making it more beautiful. They wanted to landscape downtown. They remember when Pullman had a department store and a factory and a large grocery store. We have a few small grocery stores now. Back in the 70s, Pullman was quite prosperous. But many of these things moved away when the factory moved away. So I met these women, and they had a vision that was wonderful. And I joined them, and I brought some background that I have in nonprofits, and we decided to incorporate and create a nonprofit. And we really did just start with beautification. We started by landscaping, installing some planters downtown, big concrete planters. One of the planters is on a very prominent corner, and it says, "Welcome to Pullman." And in our first year, we also hired a well-known muralist out of Kalamazoo named Conrad Kaufman to take a building that was very nondescript and to paint a mural about the history of the area, starting from the Native American mound builders, through the loggers, through the farmers, to the very diverse community that we have today. And that really helped us define, we are Pullman, this is where we live, this is where we want to invest. This is, the heart of our community. And then, we thought, well, people are really interested in what we're doing. This community needs more. And we were very, very fortunate that within about 16 months of being formed, we were awarded a large grant from the Office of Agriculture and Rural Development, a rural development grant, to create a park right downtown in Pullman at the main intersection, because we felt the community needed a place to gather, to, formally and informally, a place to hold events, a place to have, the community get together, a hub. So we built that in 2022. And since then, we've had a lot of activity at the park. It has a 2,400 square foot pavilion, so we were able to bring in concerts. We're going to start movie nights this summer. Once we opened up the park, the VFW approached us about having a corner for a Veterans Memorial, and we did that. We worked with them to build the Veterans Memorial. It has over 500 names of locals who served all the way back from the War of 1812 to those who are serving today. And we hired an artist to make a beautiful statue, and we have an honor wall that names as many of the veterans as we could identify.
That's incredible. That is real. Well, and so it kind of sounds like it rings very true, going back to the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
You build it,
Absolutely.
The community will come together, perhaps.
Yeah, and we wanted everyone to feel invested in the place, and especially children. Growing up, they would know, when they finished high school or they moved away, they have something to come back to that they remembered. So we had this crazy idea that turned out to be wonderful, is we gave every child in the community a 4-inch circular tile to paint. And then we hired an artist to make a beautiful mosaic of a tree, and it's about 9 feet wide and 5 or 6 feet high, and it's right in the park. And that was 4 years ago, and kids are still going up saying, "There's my tile. I did that in first grade or third grade." We had the art teacher at the school help us. So we do have an elementary school in Pullman. But we also had many days where we would just have the paints out in the park and people could come and paint their tile. We didn't restrict, you have to be a certain age or you have to live here. We have some people who come every summer. And of course, they should have a tile because they're going to keep coming back. So I forget the number of tiles, but it's hundreds. And it's absolutely a beautiful mosaic. And it's something the kids, when they come back to, and with their children, they can come and point to what they did to make this park what it is.
Absolutely. And what a incredible thing to truly feel part, like physically part of a community. So it sounds like so much of this work is driven by volunteers, by people choosing to care.
Yes.
What have you learned about people, about generosity, about pride, about belonging through this process of building something together? What have you learned, Patty?
Well, that's another excellent question. Our community is really volunteer-driven because we have a very minimal government. We have a part-time supervisor and a part-time board of trustees. So many of the improvements in the community are driven by volunteers. For example, the Memorial Day Parade, the VFW runs it, but it's all volunteer. We have a disc golf course that some people years ago just decided we're going to put in a disc golf course, and they were able to put it behind the school along a river. It's a really wonderful course. So we knew that it was a community driven by volunteers. We did not know the extent to which people would rise up and help us with what we're doing. The park, I would say hundreds, possibly thousands of volunteers who helped. We would have churches call us and say they want to come and donate some flowers and, plant gardens. We had people build a train. We have a beautiful structure in our park, which is a 34-foot train that kids can climb all over. It's a play structure. It's very sturdy. And, we didn't build a traditional playground, but we built this train. And as soon as people saw we wanted to do that, we put a call out to contractors, and they brought their teams for free. And we built it over a weekend. It was amazing. The number of skilled people who came. We did not even have power in the park at that time. They brought generators. They brought their trucks full of tools. And that train is also something, it's really, it really defines a space. Pullman grew because of the train, just like a lot of logging communities, not just in Michigan, but all over. As soon as there was a plan for the train to come through, the mills opened up and logging started to happen. And ultimately now we have beautiful farmland because of all of the logging. So volunteers do rise up. We try to count them. It's kind of hard, but we estimate over 200 volunteers help us every year with the things we try to accomplish. We definitely added them up from last year, 2025, and there were over 200 people who answered, our request and came out and helped us do everything that we do.
That is so awesome. So communities like Pullman, to your point, where you just said, don't always have abundant resources, yet they often have something stronger, this connection. So
yes,
how have you seen that truth play out, especially in moments when progress felt uncertain or slow? Like, can you share a story maybe where there was an obstacle and you were able to overcome it, not because money was thrown at it, but because just community came together for it?
Oh, let me think. Just sort of as a background, communities like ours, when they suffer from disinvestment over decades, the factory moved out, the jobs went away, then businesses followed and left. Communities lose pride, and there's a lack of civic investment, civic participation. But mostly that is because there's a lack of social connection and social cohesion. And building this park really helps bring a lot of that back together. The park is, although we own the property, so technically it's a private park, the gates are always open. Everything that occurs in there is free. We don't want anyone to not be able to attend a concert or a festival because they don't have an extra few dollars, for admission charge. So the question about what was volunteer driven, it's pretty much everything. When we were building the park, we got a $100,000 grant from the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Well, it cost $165,000 to build it, and in the end, we probably invested well over $200,000. We had people show up to move dirt, to do landscaping, to build the train, just all kinds of things that, we didn't have to pay workers to do. We had someone donate the flagpole. We have a 30-foot flagpole right by the Veterans Memorial. A lot of things were donated. A lot of people showed up. Every year we have a planting day. It's in May, usually the weekend before Memorial Day, and we plant flowers not only in the park, but part of our beautification efforts were to place planters at every business in the community. And we have a day every May where a lot of people come out and help us plant flowers throughout the community. And it's really helps us kick off the summer. And then on Memorial Day, when we have our Memorial Day parade, things are looking beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. So one more question for you today, Patty, is if someone who has never heard of Beautify Pullman were to walk through one of these spaces that you've talked about, that you've helped transform, what would you hope they feel? And what would you want them to understand about what it took to create this?
I would hope that they have a feeling of pride, the same pride that we have, that we're a community that shows up for each other. I want them to know that we're a community that doesn't have a lot of resources, but we can accomplish a lot just by working together. I want them to feel like Pullman is a welcoming place, a place that's open to everybody. We want people to come in and certainly feel our pride, but feel welcome. and feel like it's a place where they can relax, they can meet a friend, they can come to an event, a concert or a movie or whatever it is we're having. We leave the gates open and anybody can come.
I love this. I think I know where I'm going this weekend with the boys.
Yeah. We also, installed and we support a public hotspot because Wi-Fi is expensive. And you can go there. We have people show up and they're applying for jobs or they're communicating. We just had fiber installed in our community, but until very recently, we were dependent on some internet that was very unreliable and expensive. Internet is not cheap. So, it's just something else that makes the place welcoming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from all that you've shared, I'm looking forward to going to Pullman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the work that you've done just to, again, make a place beautiful, not just aesthetically, but in all the other ways. So thank you for all you've done and continue to do. And thank you for helping all of us become a bit more aware now. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for spreading that awareness. We really appreciate it.